So today a discussion around our spiritual efforts and in particular the forms of the soul. And this is a discussion that took place first time in 1970, January 1970, and it is addressing souls like you, like myself, who have duties, who are in a household, who have responsibilities, those who have a family and a profession, job, and to what extent can you fully engage with a spiritual journey in these conditions? And the one that is engaging with God, the one that gets fully involved with the task of transforming hell into heaven, is what we call the Brahmin form. And spiritual knowledge says that each soul has a Brahmin form, has a form of being a spiritual student when they understand what is wrong and what is right to the highest extent. They understand accurately. And that may be the first trigger, the understanding, the visualization of the contrast. That is what awakens the spiritual student when they start to see the huge contrast between evil and good, between the angel and the demon, between what is right and what is wrong, and when they are able to deal with it, to keep it in the intellect, to process it, and not suppress what is wrong, not dismiss the beauty, the perfection, the heaven, but being able to keep both of them in the intellect, in the heart, and work with it. That is the first awareness in this form of the Brahmin, the form of the soul that engages with spiritual study, engages with having a relationship with God. In this form, the soul perceives God as a benevolent parent, someone with whom you can have a relationship of trust, of love, and of fellowship. And this is one quality of the soul in this form, is that of understanding what are the right directions, how to do the right action. And that is the essence of the spiritual study, of the spiritual student, of the form of being a Brahmin, is follow shrimat completely. Shrimat meaning the elevated directions from God, but completely. Now, all of us, we do spiritual effort, and those who are in a household, who have to go for job, who have to look after the family, who have interests in society to help society, all of us, we do follow some directions. But to what extent do we follow fully, completely? That is what will make us feel content, happy, and we will also experience a reward. We will also experience that, yes, we are attaining something from our spiritual study. Because a little bit I don't follow today, a little bit I do not have that discipline tomorrow, and weakness creeps in. So when you follow all the directions, it is nicely put in this discussion. To follow shrimat means to bring spirituality in every action. So, what are the actions that are spiritual and what are the actions that are not spiritual? And we want to check, the invitation is check throughout the day which actions are spiritual and which actions are not spiritual. How do you draw the line? How do you know that your action is spiritual? How do you assess? And the invitation from spiritual knowledge again is think before you act. If you think of the action before you act, if you prepare your inner attitude, inner thoughts, inner vision, then you're not going to have to think about the action after that. There won't be repentance or sorrow or guilt. All of that are a waste of time and energy. So think before act, and assess how do you make your action spiritual. So let's look at, you see how powerful is the awareness of the soul in this Brahmin form. Immediately you realize this contrast, the old and the new, the evil and the good, the vices and the viceless one, the impure and the pure that exists within me. And it's also mirrored in the outer world. So, in a sense, the soul that engages in this relationship with God, who makes a commitment to follow shrimat, is like walking on a bridge. And you cannot really go neither on the left nor on the right. You have to be very balanced, very centered, and you cannot fall. It is beautifully put. You hand over the boat of your life to God, to the Supreme Soul, which means you have to stay in the boat and you have to keep the direction and the destination. No matter how much the boat rocks, you are there. And the secret to that is explained, of course, it's consciousness, awareness that you are a soul, and the soul comes into action. You have to do that action. So, how do you transform your actions to put spirituality in your actions? Let's see from the morning, from the moment you wake up, when you look at the schedule of your day. So you wake up and you want to meditate and you have a certain program. How do you assess that, yes, my action was spiritual or my action was less spiritual, was ordinary, worldly? Would you like to share? If we look at yes, please share.
Yeah, I think if you've as mostly we can judge from the feelings coming from our heart, and if you have peace and contentment and inner happiness, that means you are connected to your core self. So you acting from being aware of being a spirit, soul. But if you are feeling some kind of uneasiness, pulls and pushes, then you know that you have come to the surface and you are acting through the body. So you can judge from your inner contentment and happiness, actually, and the inner peace.
Yes. So assessing before we start the meditation, what is the intention? What do I want to get? Is there a pure intention? Is there out of pure love? Is there any worldly benefit I want to get from this? When I go for study, for studying in a gathering, am I there to take from the gathering? Am I there to give? Is my behavior proper? Am I clean inside out and I enhance the atmosphere? Or am I a little bit careless? Sometimes even the dress, if it's not accurately wear, we are not wear something accurately, it's the action is not pure, is not accurate, and it can have an impact on many others. If I wear my dress in a certain way, tomorrow I may find out that many others will wear the dress in that way. But it's not accurate, it's creating confusion. And when I eat, it is nicely put, am I dependent on the body, on the relationships of the body, or am I the one with the right? So following the directions restores the awareness of soul king. The soul, the king, is having all the rights on the sense organs. That means, for instance, when I eat, how I assess my behavior. Do I eat only enough to feed the costume, the vehicle, the body, or there is some greediness? When I interact with someone, is there the awareness that that one is a soul, or I see them through the vision of my previous interactions? Maybe they were not so nice to me 5 years ago. So assessing the intention, the motivation, the attitude before I act, or observing myself whilst I am acting. Is there any vice mixed in? Or I can maintain that complete pure attitude. When I cook, do I choose to cook what I like, or I take into account everyone else? When I say, oh, okay, I'm going to do service today, I'm going to serve the world, and I choose the activities that I like. I like to teach all the time. I like to be on YouTube all the time. Oh, I'm doing such a great service. Is there spirituality in my action? Or I can go to the center and offer whatever has to be done, I will do. You need cleaning, I will do 2 hours cleaning. You need gardening, I will do gardening. That means I'm stepping up, and in this dialogue, in this discussion from Raja Yoga, it is said the Brahmin, the form of the soul as a student, as a Brahmin, means complete surrender. So what do I surrender? I say, oh, I'm so surrendered. I listen to God and I do only what God does. But if I am asked to do immediately something, I say, oh, no, I don't have time. I will do it tomorrow. Or if I am told to do something that I don't like, I say, no, give that task to someone else. So surrendering in all the practical aspects, and of course, surrendering, what does it mean to surrender? To surrender your mind, your intellect, to be fully engaged with God's task and God's values and virtues. And there is a question, what is service? and is nicely put in the spiritual knowledge. Are you able to give virtues to others? Why would you not be able to give your virtues to others? And that is service. So when in the awareness of the soul being the king, I am able to maintain that peace, that love, that truth, to appreciate my own divine nature, then we are radiating that qualities, we are exuding that vibrations of peace, of love, of happiness, of bliss. And they will vibrate, they will match the frequencies that the Supreme Soul has. And then the Supreme Soul can extend its influence on my mind. If my mind is here with hate and desire and ego to be the best, and God's mind is here on that peace and love and truth, I'm not surrender. We do not match. We are not of the same height. When we bring our level of peace, truth, love, happiness to a closer level that the Supreme Soul has, then his vibrations extend and take over. In a sense, they claim the mind of the soul. They can use your thoughts, they can touch the vibrations, the energy, the frequency of God, of the Supreme. And then you feel you are one with God. You feel what He has, I have. What He is, I am. What she is giving me as a mother of the world, the Supreme, I can also give to the world. So it is also described that when that is not happening, when you do not follow shrimat, you don't follow shrimat because of your weakness. Weakness means I am not maintaining peace, truth, and love. And most often that is because of some desire in the drama, in the story. I want something for me. I want my name to be glorified. You are all good, but this is all about me. Um, and I have to put my name on that. How many of us can do a task and someone else is praised for that? I did it, but someone else takes all the recognition and my name is never mentioned. So when I'm after such small things, then there is no power to maintain peace and love and truth. And then it says forgetfulness. So I do not follow shrimat. I increase that weakness. There is forgetfulness even more, forgetting that true nature. When I forget my peace, love, and truth, God is out of the equation. He's out of vision. I cannot connect. So this is one form of the soul, Brahmin. In the discussion in Raja Yoga, in this dialogue that we discussed today from 1970, there are other forms as well. And another form is that of a world mother, a Shiv Shakti, someone who is powerful. And the way to activate that form of the soul, we said Brahmin form is activated through this contrast, but the activation of World Mother is through love and seeing everyone as they belong to me, they are mine. And we have this month the memorial of Dadi Prakashmani, a senior yogi in our university. Everyone felt they belong to Dadi. Even now, the soul feels I belong to Daddy and Daddy belongs to me. So to be a world mother, do you know what's criteria to be a world mother. You all are mothers. But what is the special spiritual qualification to become a world mother? What would you say?
I would say selfless,
Yes,
altruistic,
yes,
and also ideally to be loving and detached. Not have that always be like a Devi, which is giving but not expecting in return. So our duty is to take from Baba, God, everything that we receive, we share. It's not the reverse direction.
yeah. It's nice what you are saying here. You can see how they are sharing in only one direction is the water going from upside down. They are pouring water, which is a water of knowledge that source in the form of World Mother. And in the knowledge, he said, to become a World Mother, you have to be a conqueror of attachment. Everything you said, conqueror of attachment, Nashtamoha and Smrti Swarup, embodiment of awareness, awareness that you are a soul. So everyone is a mother in their household to be the highest, to experience the highest, to experience, it is said, the company of the one who gives blessings all the time. You become one who gives blessings. You experience everything in your life, it's a blessing. That qualification has to be their conqueror of attachment. And one more form that is described, that we are constantly spinning, constantly moving from one form to another, and that is the enjoyment of the spiritual life. That also makes us powerful and unshakable, um, helps the soul to come out and uh, become stable in the home. So we are not stuck. When you are stuck in one form, it becomes devotion, bhakti. That is a definition of bhakti, of devotion. It's only one way to be. I know that, and I will hold on to that. Spiritual study now, God comes and brings awareness of the ability to play with different energies, different forms. And through this play, through this spinning, you come out. You become stable in the home, which is a destination. So now, Abhi, Brahmin Swarup, Abhi, Shiv Shakti Swarup, Abhi, Avyakt Swarup. So form, now one form, now one form, now one form, and you become free. You are not stuck. So this Avyakt, angelic form, which is also described as Avyakt attraction, you become so attractive. So you inspire others. Yes, in the Brahmin form, you want to inspire others to surrender themselves. And the one that has a higher success in inspiring others is the Avyakt, the angel, the one that is perceived as a light and is incognito. No one knows it. No one knows when that angel is touching the mind of another human soul. That Avyakt attraction comes with Avyakt love, Avyakt bliss, Avyakt parivar, family, all come together. And to be part of this Avyakt attraction to be out of the weaknesses, to be free from doubts. That was a word that I was looking, is the awareness of victory. Actually, what we call an intellect that has nischay, that has conviction, that has faith, I feel is at the top in this form of the angel. Even in the form of the Brahmin is still in that looking up to the father, to the mother with love. But the one who is victorious, because the intellect has such a connection constantly, is in that family of angels, is angel. Victory, faith, conviction, certainty, everything else is ruled out. Actually, the angel doesn't see that contrast anymore. He lives far beyond any problem, and by being so stable, so firm, paka, in angelic light, there is no darkness, no evil, no thought to shake his mind. He is able to transform the world. And do you know which word you have to eliminate from the vocabulary to be stable in that avyak attraction? One word.
Me.
Me, yes. What else? It's related to having conviction, an intellect with trust, with faith, no doubt.
Faith. Faith, nischay.
Faith. What do we have to eliminate?
Oh, really?
It is said here, trying. Eliminate the word trying, no trying. Such as is the level of conviction. And then you come back to that soul king, which is in here and now, in this body, in this world. But I'm so centered and I'm so out of any influence, king, independent. And the thought and the word and the action are aligned. I don't have thoughts that don't match my action or my words. Everything is aligned. So in this way, we become free, and we become very, very helpful to ourselves, helpful to others, to God, even to nature. Nature appreciates when you become so free by playing with these energies. After all, soul is an energy that is constantly changing, but we do it consciously. Now we are aware, and we do it at a higher level. Any words, comments from you? Yes?
I really, the main emphasis for me in this teaching is about right. So when we are soul conscious, then we automatically have right to all God's inheritance, all His blessings. Then that leads to us to our highest status, state of bliss, state of love, state of power. And then we are able to attain everything that He is trying to give us. That we are able to follow the right directions, right actions, think before action, think before acting. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to add?
Also, this knowledge, allows us that flexibility to go between all the energies soul experiences and not be impacted, not be pulled down by the lower energies, nor be excited by the higher energies. When I say lower and higher, I mean the different emotions and feelings, which the soul constantly goes through. There is always change when we really look inside. There is never a constant sea of feeling. So that angelic consciousness you were talking about is one that allows all these feelings and changes to go ahead, but yet remain in that highest stage, and everything just becomes an experience which comes and it goes. And that's power and strength, and that's the ability to be the Shiv Shakti.